Vehicles are one of the most important aspects of GTA Online, and with hundreds of them available in the game, choosing the right ones can make a huge difference. In this video, I'll be covering my top 10 must-have vehicles that every GTA Online player should own in 2025. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Let's get into it. Starting with the DH7 Iron Mule, this beast came with the new Oscar Guzman Flies Again DLC and is absolutely incredible. It doesn't have any weapons, but for what it does, it's simply unmatched. It features a long hook that can pick almost any vehicle in the game with ease, and despite its massive size, it handles weight extremely well. Unlike the Cargo Bob, the Iron Mule has no trouble lifting vehicles quickly and maintaining speed while carrying them. This makes it perfect for missions where you need to transport a slow vehicle across the map. Instead of driving, you can just hook it up and fly over in no time. For example, in the ammunition contracts from the bunker. Another reason why this is a must-have is its armor. This is one of the most well-armored aircraft in the game, capable of withstanding up to 6 homing missiles or 3 RPGs, and it also has highly durable, bullet-resistant windows. I'd love to add the Titan 250D to this list, but while it's a fun vehicle, it doesn't offer much utility. If I were making a list of the most entertaining vehicles in the game though, it will definitely be there. Now moving on to the Vigilante, this vehicle is definitely expensive, but it's absolutely worth it. Not only is it visually stunning, but it also performs well overall. It has a solid top speed thanks to its insane boost that recharges in just 2.5 seconds. However, it's a heavy vehicle, so its handling isn't the best. As for weaponry, it comes with front-facing machine guns that aren't particularly great, but you can equip it with homing missiles via the Mobile Operations Center, for example, for just $180,000. Vigilante missiles are one of the best in the game, almost impossible to miss, even against targets on foot. However, it only carries 30 missiles, so you'll want to use them wisely. If you spam them carelessly, you'll run out fast and won't have them when you need them. Another major advantage is that the Vigilante is one of the best weaponized vehicles for missions. Many missions restrict certain overpowered vehicles like the Oppressor Mk II and the Toreador, but the Vigilante is allowed, making it a great choice. The only real downside is its armor. It has 0 explosion resistance, meaning it's not recommended for public lobbies. Overall though, it's an amazing vehicle and one of my personal favorites in the entire game, but a bit expensive. For a long time, the Terrorbyte wasn't all that useful beyond customizing and unlocking the trade price for the Oppressor Mk II. But with the Agents of Sabotage DLC, it received several upgrades that made it much more valuable. It can now be upgraded with a collectible scanner, missile lock-on jammer and silent running, and the master control terminal. Previously, this was only available in the arcade, but now you can install it in your Terrorbyte through the garment factory at a significantly reduced price. Managing all your businesses from one location was already incredibly convenient, but now is even better. You can simply spawn your Terrorbyte from anywhere via the interaction menu and access the master control terminal. On top of that, the vehicle itself is highly armored, capable of surviving up to 32 homing missiles and around 20 RPGs, which is insane. You can also upgrade it with a turret and drone station, as well as a weapon workshop. The Toreador is an incredibly versatile vehicle. It has great acceleration and top speed, especially when using its boost, along with decent braking and handling. One of its standout features is its submarine mode. You can retract the wheels and dive underwater while still being able to use the boost. This means that even if you accidentally fall into the ocean, you won't have issues, unlike other vehicles. In terms of durability, the Toreador has solid armor, capable of withstanding up to 6 homing missiles. It also comes equipped with highly accurate missiles, not quite as good as the Vigilantes, but still very precise, as well as front-facing machine guns and torpedoes underwater. And by the way, these machine guns are actually really good. Now moving on to the Brickade 6x6, this thing is an absolute tank, capable of withstanding up to 48 RPGs. You can unlock it for free by completing the first 2 missions. In the final mission, you'll steal the Brickade 6x6 and you'll be able to store it in your freak shop. Realistically, unless you're in a 3-hour long fight, you're never going to get blown up. Let's be honest, who's going to hit you with 48 RPGs? On top of that, the Brickade can be converted into an acid lab for just $750,000, which if you don't know is one of the best businesses in GTA Online and arguably the best semi-passive business in the game. And the fact that you can get this vehicle for free means there's no reason not to own one. There are tons of Humanitech vehicles in the game, but the Ocelot Virtue is one of the best. Since it's electric, it has insane acceleration, and with armor plating it can survive up to 12 homing missiles. While unlocking the Brickade requires completing the first dose missions, the Ocelot Virtue is rewarded for finishing the last dose missions. Just play through the Los Santos Drug War storyline, and once you complete all the missions, you'll get the Ocelot Virtue for free. If you skip the missions and try to buy it instead, it will cost you nearly $3 million. This is one of my favorite vehicles in the entire game. It's incredibly fun to drive, thanks to its amazing acceleration and handling. It can take a lot of explosions, and you can equip it with a missile lock-on jammer. Once again, there's no reason not to own this car. On the grinding side of the game, the Sparrow is one of the most valuable tools for completing GTA Online's best money-making method, the Cayo Perico heist. It's fast, light, has great handling, and can be equipped with homing missiles and countermeasures, and most importantly, you can enter and exit it directly inside your Kasatka. You can buy it from Warstock as an upgrade for the Kasatka for $1,815,000, and trust me, you'll make your money back in no time. Even though I have an Oppressor Mk II, I still prefer using the Sparrow for the Cayo Perico missions because it's faster and allows me to enter and exit the submarine without having to leave the helicopter. Another great thing about the Sparrow is that you can spawn it from the interaction menu and it will spawn right next to you, just like a personal vehicle, something other helicopters don't do. Speaking of the Oppressor Mk II, this is another vehicle that every GTA Online player should own. When used correctly, meaning for grinding, it's arguably the best option for most missions. Of course, it's not always the best choice, especially for contact missions where you're heavily exposed, but for general free roam grinding, nothing beats it. Right now, it's one of the most expensive vehicles in the game, costing a staggering $8 million or $6 million with the trade price. Its missiles used to be better, but even after all the nerfs, they're still solid for most missions and scenarios. Unfortunately, because it's such a powerful grinding tool, many players use it the wrong way, to grief others, which has made it one of the most controversial vehicles in the community. I'm personally not the biggest fan of air vehicles, but the Raiju has saved me countless times, especially when it comes to time efficiency. Right now, it's the fastest vehicle in the entire game, making it perfect for missions where you need to cover huge distances. For example, cell missions like the bunker sales, where you constantly have to return to your bunker to collect another cell vehicle. An interesting fact is that you can outrun homing missiles just by flying straight. This jet is literally faster than missiles. On top of its crazy speed, it also has VTOL mode and stealth mode, allowing you to land anywhere easily and disappear from the radar, making it great for avoiding PvP or starting PvP and catching your enemy off guard. The only downside of the Raiju is of course its price. It costs $6,855,000 or $5,141,250 with the trade price. And finally, we couldn't leave out the armored Kuruma. This is a cheap vehicle that can be bought for $698,250 and it's nearly impenetrable to gunfire. For years, this has been the best vehicle for contact missions because enemies simply can shoot you and you can fire from inside it. In terms of performance, it's not amazing but not bad either. I actually think its speed is decent despite what many people say about it. Brakes and handling are also fine. Overall, the armored Kuruma is a great vehicle for both beginners and veterans, and for that price, you really can't go wrong. And that wraps up the list. Let me know in the comments what y'all think and what you would add to the list. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up to help it reach more people and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.